When I love up the world, can you raise up a sound? Or does it want to fight? When we stop till we get it right. When I love up the world, can you raise up a sound? Or does it want to fight? When we stop till we get it right. Take a care.
Hello, welcome this morning to a nice, wonderful program we're going to have. This is Men Health Matters, the Prostate Edition. Today, I'd like to just take that opportunity to tell the audience we are going to have a fantastic program with two of the finest guys I know. My brother, I am your host, AJ Merriweather, and today's segment is going to be Stronger Together, the Prostate Health Cancer Matters. This is a journey of prostate cancer with my brothers. So, I like to say this is one of the best programs I think I would ever be a part of, having that journey with my brothers. So I like to welcome Erskine Merriweather is my middle brother, and Chris Merriweather is the matriarch. He's the senior. He's going to make sure us little brothers stay in place. And once again, I am your host, AJ Merriweather. I think we're going to have a good program on the road, a prostate cancer journey of my brothers. So we're going to kick it off with the first part of this program with life before prostate cancer. I want to start off with my brother Erskine. Erskine, when you started this journey, how did you know you had prostate cancer? This was before you got it. How did you feel?
I felt good. I was talking to mother one day and she told me, she said, AJ got prostate cancer. And I said, what? I said, well, I'll go to the doctor next week and I'll check. And when I checked, he told me my prostate was growing. So I said, I'm going to get a second opinion. So I went and got the second opinion. And sure enough, that's what happened. But before I went to the doctor, I felt good. I was still doing my regular routines, working out, doing what I wanted to do. I didn't have no symptoms, until she told me, and the next week when I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me the same thing. So that's how my journey started.
So you saying, did you know anybody who had prostate cancer? Know anyone that, at that time when you started this journey, before you really got it, but did you know anybody?
I didn't know nobody. Like I said, the only one I knew was you. That's the only one I knew. I didn't know nobody, but I knew about prostate because the doctor was always checking it.
Right.
Each time. I knew it killed black men, and I knew that. So that's why I always got mine checked during my regular checkups. And so the regular checkup, it helped.
Okay, well, Chris.
Yes,
yes,
sir.
You got the two brothers, and before we got diagnosed, let's ask you a question. What was your thoughts? But how was you feeling before you got diagnosed with enlarged prostate?
I was feeling good. And I knew nothing about prostate cancer, until you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe, and then Erskine. So I had no idea what prostate cancer was until I went to the doctor. Once you guys had it, I don't know how long after you had it that I was diagnosed with an enlarged prostate. I went to my normal doctor. He checked me, and he told me that mine was enlarged and that they would shave it. And that's basically was my trip. It was a long journey, and we still fighting it.
Now, both of y'all basically tell what that y'all didn't know nobody, and then y'all thought about the younger brother. I had prostate cancer.
So how did you feel?
When I got it, Erskine, I remember the story on Christmas 2010 when we was all at my house and mother was there. And if you remember this story now, we was all at the house and I said, Mother, we was at the table and I said, Mother, I got prostate cancer. And you was sitting around and you say, Mom, I got prostate cancer. We sitting at the Christmas program, and you know what I remember about it was thinking of what's the chances of two brothers got prostate cancer at the same time. And mother said, y'all got prostate cancer. And the look on her face when we told her, and everybody was, we had a house full of people, but me and Erskine was sitting around, everybody in the back celebrating Christmas. But to think about, we had to share that story with mother at the Christmas thing. And what I remember, Erskine, is that the thought came in my head, two brothers got prostate cancer at the same time. And I would elaborate with you and Chris. What's the chances of having that and me and you going to the same doctor and we didn't even tell each other?
Well,
What you think? What you think about that?
We really didn't know it because I went on a different time. I still was trying to work, so I went in the afternoon after work for my treatments. But I ended up having to take off some time, to start the process.
Right.
So then we
go ahead.
Come to find out we was going over to the cancer center, Riverside. Had the same doctors. But it's just like when you go to the doctor, it's not being spread of who going to see who.
Right.
So that's how I found out when you told me that you actually was going to the same doctor.
And that's, when I tell people out there why it's so important, like life before we are saying we didn't even know we had prostate cancer, as Erskine said, Chris. We didn't know. We just had, I would say, Erskine, before we even went, and we told mother, but then I would ask you, as we told the family over the holidays, and then we was getting ready to, we shared, we got the news, we went after the holidays, me and you went to the doctor, same doctor, you was going in the evening, I was going in the morning. Mm-hmm. And, the thing about prostate cancer and the news that you get, is it something that after the holidays and we started going and stuff, did you share it with anybody? Besides me, family. But did you share your concerns or your feelings about, wow, it's prostate cancer for real, Chris? This no joke no more. This prostate. What I would ask you, and my brothers, when you got that kind of information, now what was your thoughts?
What was my thought was, man, I'm gonna get through this. I ain't gonna lie. The first thought was, man, this life's threatening. This life or death. And so next thing was, of course, I told my wife Wanda and son Kevin. Then I went to my pastor, the bishop of the church, asking him to pray for me. And then when I knew I had to hit this head on. I had to do whatever treatment that was going to be prescribed for me.
Right.
And do my best to get through it.
And that's the thing, Chris. When me and Erskine went through it, it was, to be honest with you, when I got it, I was like, whoa, what is this? I can't remember. That was in 2010, December, when me and Erskine actually was talking about to mother, and you was there. What was your thoughts when you heard that your brothers might have prostate cancer?
Surprise. You guys was the first guys that I knew that had prostate cancer.
Yeah.
And for me, I was wondering if I was going to be next.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And it's not a surprise, but all three of us wound up going to the same doctor.
Yeah.
Over a period of time. We didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know.
But that's what we did. And it was just a little different. You know.
It felt a little different
Yeah, it's
because by me, to be honest with you, by being a diabetic, I thought that was one life-threatening disease that I had that I wasn't gonna get nothing else.
Right.
But getting prostate, so now I got two things that's life-threatening. So I knew I had to do whatever prescribed treatment for me, I had to follow it to the T. And by you having your other issues, how did you feel?
You know, when I got it, you know, if you remember, before that, I had already had 2 out 5 discs in my back. You remember,
Yeah,
I had already had them back surgery.
Yeah, yeah.
And walking in a wheelchair. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
back then, I was coming off of that 3rd back surgery in the spinal fusion. So, you know, in my case, I knew something was going on. You know, like going to the bathroom early at night, multiple times, having a problem with the continual flow, the stream. And I'll be honest with you, in 2010, I just coming off that last back surgery, it freaked me out in the way that I was like, something don't feel right there.
Mm-hmm.
And the same doctor, now we was going to the same doctor, Chris, but one of the things I would ask Erskine, when in my case, I went to the primary. In my primary, did a PSA test, digital rectal exam. We did all the stuff to see what was going on. So I would ask you and Chris, once you had a feeling something wasn't quite right, 2 parts. One would be, how did you feel that? Did you have any symptoms? Did you know anything was wrong? And 2, when you started feeling that, what was your next move? Either one of y'all.
Well, I really didn't have a whole lot of symptoms that I know of. If I was going regularly to the bathroom, I was just saying, well, my blood sugar high. So I'm going because my blood sugar high. It makes you go more.
Right.
Other than that, it wasn't no other feeling because I was getting checked out. And the doctor, every time I did it, I started going to VA and I still had my primary care doctor. And the VA doctor actually would, every time I went, when I did my lab test, he would check, see how my prostate was doing. But he never did tell me that it was growing. He just kept watching it.
Right.
And when I went to my primary care, he always, checked my prostate. I didn't like it, but he checked it and it was okay, so I just moved on. So when I found out, when the VA doctor actually told me that he was worried about my prostate, that's when I went to my primary care doctor, back to him, and said, I want a second opinion.
That's true.
And so when I got the second opinion, that's when I start, getting a little worried. I'm not going to lie and say I didn't get worried. But the second opinion made me get the ball rolling.
So you would say, once going through it, what was going through your mind, running through your mind, you're saying, and you started, wondering and feeling and hearing that you might have that diagnosis. I'd like you to elaborate a little bit more.
Okay.
With that question there, because, I want the audience to feel our conversation. Okay. And we got to get Big Brother to pump us up because, ladies and gentlemen, when we are talking about this disease, men don't usually like to talk about prostate cancer. And we are here in this program today to tell the audience, we got the brothers here to say, don't matter how personal it is, we want to share this message that 3 brothers are together to say, we're going to tell our story. We're going to open up that normally we wouldn't do because prostate cancer is a so sensitive conversation with the black men in the community. Okay. That's why even Chris, when me and Erskine and you, think about this, y'all. We got 3 generations. We went to the same doctor. I'll go in the morning, you go in the evening, Chris was going in the middle. and we didn't tell each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the point of having this journey today.
Mhm.
This is more or less, in my mind, this is education. Well, having my, I'm so proud to have y'all at the table with me for this first program.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want the audience to know is these brothers are in the same family, and they coming out here today to tell a story of the journey of prostate cancer. And we want, as we go forward, we want to elaborate on your experience in that journey. We want the audience to know what you went through, so that somebody who's seeing this or listening, they might be able to say, you know what, let me ask my brother, is they got that? Well, listen, I like to thank you for sharing your feelings, my brother. And as you can see, audience, it's still a lot of work that needs to be done, and we cannot do it alone. So as we end this first section, we like to thank you for tuning in. God bless you. And thanks Erskine and Chris Merriweather for coming on this morning to share such a deep conversation about prostate cancer. And thank you till we meet again. God bless you.
When you lift up the world, and you raise up a sound, or does it want to fight?